In this video, we're going to be looking at setting up disaster recovery between two Windows 2008 SQL servers. The version I'm running on them is SQL 2008 R2. So the setup's pretty simple. Two SQL servers, one has data, the other one does not, and a Arcserve RHA replication server, which is going to control everything through the initial UI. So having said that, let's jump right in. The first thing we're going to look at is directly at the servers, the SQL servers. So I'm logging now into the production SQL server just to get you a baseline of what I have there. I've created some test databases. You can see that there, and the system databases are untouched. I'm going to go ahead now, go to the disaster recovery replica server, and system databases are there. However, I do not have any other databases beyond that. So here is where we actually go back into the Arcserve Replication software. We set this up in a different video, and pick the Microsoft SQL Server scenario and pick a short recovery. I'll explain to you in a minute why. And go ahead and proceed with putting in the IP addresses of both the physical SQL servers. The .32 master is the production server, and the .33 is the replication system. The good thing here is Arcserve does need the engine service running, the Arcserve engine service running on both the systems. It will detect and make sure that it installs the service if it is not there already. So that's very convenient. All I'm giving it now is the administrative credential of the systems, something that has privileges to install the software. And we're going to allow this to finish at this point and move on to the configuration portion of the setup here right after this. So that's done. It's confirmed that the agents are installed. I'm going to go next, and you'll see that the system detects after discovery what databases are present on the production server, the master server. So I can see my local databases and even the additional databases that I created. I'm going to go ahead and hit next. It will notice that it's going to move everything from within that C directory into the same directory on the other side. I am going to pick online replication, which means it replicates all the time. You can schedule that in the same area. And I'm going to pick up to 10 streams of data, so my data is optimized between both systems. The other thing I like to do is pick encryption. So I'm going to, on the right side, select AES-256 encryption. So any data moving over the wire is encrypted before it goes over there, so I'm not being compromised. And we're going to allow this to finalize the settings. Before I run the replication scenario, what I'm going to do is bring up both the directory structures on both the servers and look at where the SQL Server data sits. So I'm just going to go ahead and find that for you now so you can see it. So here we go. Right within the data directory, I see the test databases that I created. I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to open up another window to the second replicated server, the disaster recovery server, and go to the exact same directory. You'll notice besides the system databases, there's nothing else existent on that environment. So it's fresh and ready to set up. I'm going to try to move this around a little bit so you guys can see a little bit better when I do replicate this live. Keep your eye on the right side. You'll see the databases start populating as soon as I run the scenario. So let's go ahead and kick it off. You'll see on the bottom the alerts as far as what is taking place and what's not. I'm going to bring these both back up, move them around a little bit so you can see them. So this is going to move pretty fast. There's not a lot of data there, so it's going to be pretty instant. normally what we see in production runs is about on a local LAN about a gigabit to 4 gigabytes per minute transfer rate. Over the WAN, it can be averaging anywhere between 15 megabytes to 30 megabytes per second. So having said that, all the data is on the other side, as you can see, and this environment's ready to go. You can do assured recovery failover. That was a checkbox that I hit earlier, which mounts databases on the replication side without impacting production to test everything. So hopefully this was educational and goes a long way in you guys setting up disaster recovery for SQL servers. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Good luck.